an email service that you use or in your CRM or something like that, you can typically find out how people are engaging with your emails, depending on how you've got it set up. So ways to judge activity in email: date of subscription. So like, when did they opt in? If they opted in, some emails you may just have from like business cards you've uploaded and stuff like that, but you can use that too. Like the time they joined your list, your database. If it's more recent, then, we can consider them active. If it was a long time ago, we may not, depending on what other engagements they're using. Like, for example, the last email they opened, how recently was it opened? Has it been months or has it been days? Like, if it's days, that's fine. If it's months, they might not be active. When was the last time they clicked a link? When was the last time they replied to an email? If you called someone to reply. And here's, oops, I don't know why that's there. Let's see. There we go. That's what I want. So what is like, how do you judge that? Here's kind of just some rules of thumb that I've given you here. I call these like recency segments, meaning, is someone active or not active? So here's how you can look at this. At first, this might look like a lot of numbers here, with Christmas colors here, but basically find out. You can look at whatever line you want to base. Do you send an email every day? This is probably not going to be very many of you. I don't know many advisors that are daily senders. Do you send an email once a week? That's more likely. Or do you send an email maybe once a month to your list? If you're a daily sender, then you're basically going to segment your list based on if someone has had one of these actions on this left side within the last 30 days. So if within the last 30 days, someone has subscribed to your list, or they've opened an email, or they've clicked a link, or they've replied, they're considered active. If it's been 2+ months, then they're inactive. If you're a weekly sender, then you can kind of zoom that out a little bit more, because you don't send as many emails. So you can basically say, okay, if in the last 60 days they've had one of these actions, I consider them an active subscriber. If they haven't if it's been over 3 months since they've subscribed or opened an email or clicked a link in an email or replied, then they're probably inactive. And then you can kind of see the month here. So basically, that's just going to tell you, you're probably asking, who do I send a re-engagement campaign to? It's these folks. If you're a weekly sender, it's anyone who has not had an activity in the last 3 months, so 90+ days. If you're a monthly sender, it's anyone who's not had one of these activities in the last 4+ months. And those are round numbers. But the idea is, if it's been a few months since someone has engaged with one of your emails, they are probably what we would call an inactive lead. And we need to find a way to either wake them up, or we'll go ahead and kind of push them off of our main list so that we can, focus on the people who matter the most. So hopefully that makes sense there. You can, again, don't get too caught up in the numbers here, but just know, if it's